Hello, everyone, and welcome back to 1000 Gurus, where we share the stories and lessons from people of all walks of life. I am your host, J.R. Yonocruz. Today's guest is a return guest, Blessie Marie Panopio. She is a dancer, competitive singer, and content creator. She enjoys karaoke in her spare time, dancing K-pop covers, and is a pun enthusiast. So this was another really fun and chill episode with the one and only Blessie. It's always such a somewhat strange experience talking to her on the podcast because we see each other like every other day and we talk every day. So it almost feels a bit forced trying to interview her and ask questions I generally already know the answer to, which is a fantastic thing if you're in a relationship, but it makes a podcast interview a little bit difficult. But regardless, this was a lot of fun, and I enjoyed giving her the space to share her life updates since the last recording, including her fitness and nutrition journey, her mom's recent health scare, the importance of sleep, her getting back into reading, and then some random topics like the shortened length of modern songs, the discussions over goats, and a bit of loss and grief. It was a very fun and casual episode, and hopefully you guys enjoyed as well. So without further ado, please enjoy this episode with Blessie Marie Panopio. Hello and welcome back to 1000 Gurus. Blessie, welcome to the show, or welcome back.
Yay, thank you for having me again.
Nice. Thank you for being back. Your last recording, which was season 2, I believe, was November 15th, 2024. So it's like a year and a half, right? Do you have any life updates since the last recording a year and a half ago? Any
Yes.
TLDRs?
TLDRs is we moved to a new place, me and my mom. Finding a new place is like extremely tiring and mentally taxing, and financially. But yeah, that and then from last year, I think I only did one dance cover per month with Cheryl, a little bit less this year too. And also been reading a lot of books, and more lately I've been back to the gym. So yeah,
Nice.
that's been fun. I'm getting
Nice.
gains and stuff.
Wow, so much gains. What kind of gains?
Um, Gaining less calories. I don't know.
That makes sense. That math
Gains.
checks out. Be sure to send that math to Jay.
Yep. Insight, gaining discipline, that stuff. Yeah.
Cool. You also mentioned in the form your mom's health scare.
Yes. She had been having a hard time breathing for like a few days before she was rushed to the ER. I had to call 911 and them had been to get her to the ER, and then she was admitted to the hospital for like a few days. Basically, her heart was very weak. Not even conclusive either with what caused it. I think it's mainly because of her diabetes and high blood pressure. So yeah, that was really scary. But she's better now. She's obviously not at the hospital anymore. She can walk for a mile, barely, or not really like out of breath anymore. But in the beginning, she was like really like, even simple things like walking, it was just like tough for her. So yeah. And with that, it's one of those where it's like, oh, she's not getting any younger. I need to spend more time with her, kind of thing. It kind of sucks, but also it's like it's just life in general, because as like an early 30s girl, you kind of want to be like selfish a lot, but like when you're living with a family, it's hard. And yeah, so that's what I've been trying to do, is like getting her to places, because she's mostly a homebody, which she doesn't really go out and get to explore even California, even though she wants to travel. But yeah, I'm just trying to get her to see more of the world, sort of. Yeah.
So then what helped her recover from, you said, the difficulty breathing? What changed?
Oh, her new medications, I would say. A lot of rest. Um, yeah, it's just new maintenance medications these days, and low sodium diet, which is kind of hard when you have a palate of a Filipino. Our cuisine isn't exactly low sodium. So, like, the cardiologist couldn't identify what exactly caused it, based on what we had told him. But The general idea is because she has diabetes and high blood pressure, sometimes for high blood pressure medication. So like over time, maybe that's what caused the heart being weaker. And actually also, I learned this recently, but a little bit of family history is there have been heart problems within both sides of my family, like mom and dad's side. So I'm kind of cooked. So that's why I need to take care of my health so that doesn't
Mm,
happen. Yeah.
gotcha. And then you guys are walking more often, and then you're going to the gym more often, so that's good.
Yes, yes. And what kind of pushed me was mainly because my clothes started to get tighter, which I'm like, I don't really want to buy new
Clothes.
clothes.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah, yeah.
yes. And so yeah, that
You could
was
just
the
make
main thing.
you could just make everything cropped and sleeveless, and then you're fine.
But aesthetically, I wasn't liking that too. I wasn't liking what I was seeing in the mirror. So so that's usually what, pushes people to get back into to the gym, I guess. And also being surrounded by with my team, they're kind of like very skinny. And also like even not just them, like K-pop idols in general, it's just like they're the ones that I see. And so it's like I've been wanting that anyway. So it's like the thing is I hadn't in the past like really worked on it. It was just like, oh, I want that. But I didn't really do anything about it. But yeah. So I was
Mm.
like, it's time to start. And I don't even have results to show for it, like as much. The only thing is, the weight. I had lost almost like 9, 10 pounds since February when I started. So that's mainly it. As far as like physically showing results, I don't have that yet.
We'll get into that in a bit, but I mean, losing almost 10 pounds at your weight, I was doing the calculations. I'm like, that's 10% of your body weight or something like that. So I'm like, that's a non-significant amount. So like, that's pretty good. Because for someone who's, let's say, 200 pounds, and then trying to lose 10% of that is significantly more. So, um, you know, that's definitely not insignificant. I was gonna say I was thinking about this at the gym today too, of like motivation and like what motivates people is always desire, but also unhappiness because does not motivate you. It's unhappiness that motivates you. And so I was thinking about that as I always ponder about motivations and changing people's habits and behaviors is that when people get to a state of being comfortable, then they're not going to change because why would they need to? But if you wanted someone to change, you need to point out their pain points or show them something that they're unhappy with. So basically, that's what all marketing is just geared towards showing you or selling you on the idea that you are unhappy and therefore you should take action and buy this product to be happy.
Hmm.
Yeah, my
That's so
random gym
true.
thoughts. Yeah.
No, but I heard from a priest a few months ago. His sermon contained, or he talked about the importance of pain and how it's the one that pushes people for better, hopefully. Because without pain, you're just gonna stay wherever you are. So that's also like a way to like think when you are in pain, like it kind of soothes you, like comforts you to think that like, oh, this is not just to hurt myself, the pain is for me to go somewhere else and not just that state. Yeah.
Definitely. Wait, for nutrition, have you tried eating less Filipino food and more Chinese food? Because maybe
Is
that
that,
would,
you're
you
onto
know,
something.
hmm
No, but like actually though,
you get Filipino results versus Chinese results.
Chinese food has a lot of veggies, right? So I would say I have not tried it yet, but
Have you tried
maybe
eating
I
broccoli?
could
Because broccoli,
because
you are
that's
what you
how
eat.
broccolis are.
Yes, you are what you eat. So
And
if you
I'll
eat
just have a
broccoli, eat
big head of
broccoli in
hair.
hourglasses. Yes.
Mm, you're onto something. No, I have not.
Yeah. But you don't like broccoli, so I guess doesn't
I
really
do
matter.
not. Oh, but
See?
like you would give it to me. I know. You would give it to me and then I'd have to eat it. And then, yeah.
But
But
broccoli
it's
is
for
good for you.
I know, it's for my
It's like,
benefit.
oh no, you forced me to have more money. It's like, oh, well, I'm sorry. Like, it's good for you. Usually people want good health.
Yes, yeah. The veggies are important. So yeah, diet wise, is that what we're trying to get into? Diet wise, it's just less of what I'm eating is the main thing. Because,
Yeah.
like
I
I
mean, just starting
mentioned
off.
to you before, right? I didn't want to hate eating, which it was a good start to the fitness journey. Like, it's not like a strict, like chicken and broccoli, whatever
Yeah.
diet.
Yeah. Because that's
So
what K-pop
portioning.
idols eat. If you wanted to look like a K-pop idol, you have to eat chicken and broccoli.
Yeah, oh, right, right. No,
If you want to
actually, though,
eat,
I think Beanie
if you want to
also
be
had that
Chinese, you
diet.
gotta eat Chinese. Well, see, there you go. Beanie has a K-pop diet.
They did. They were sharing crackers at one point
See, see
because
that?
that's all
They have
they
one
had to
cracker
eat.
between all of them, between the whole group, one cracker. That's their diet.
Actually, they were they told that story. But yeah, so portioning really helped. It was the first time that I counted calories, which was a lot. It felt like work, a lot of work in the beginning, but once you start, it gets easier over time. It's one of those things. So yeah, that's been what's helping me with my diet and
Yeah.
my coach again.
Because just the habit, right? Like it's always
Mm.
new behaviors, new habits are always difficult in the beginning, but once
Yeah.
it becomes a habit, it's not that bad.
Hmm.
Okay, so well, I wanted to go back to why it started or how it started, how has it been, biggest challenges, and any breakthroughs or mental unlocks or shifts that made a difference.
Challenges. I think in the beginning when I would struggle like logging my meals, like sometimes I would just miss and then I forget. But then it helps when we set like those like those check-in days, so I don't really fall off and then just forget everything. So those check-in days helped also. Challenges with working out. I think at the beginning, like anything, I was kind of intimidated by working out on my own. I think in the beginning I was just like I always wanted to like stick with you, especially because I didn't have a gym membership yet, and so like I would want to do your workouts with you, but it's like you already gave me. It's like dancing. You only gave me the vocabulary. I just needed to apply
Mm,
it on my own time. So I think going frequently in the beginning with you helped me go by when I was able to go by myself. So yeah, that helped. Any other challenges? I think like actually this morning my mom cooked my favorite corned beef brand, Delimondo. Shout out. Don't you want to sponsor me? Just kidding. And it was really good. And I only portioned my rice, right? Like the 3 ounce or whatever. And in my mind, I was like, I could definitely eat more. There's so much ulam. There's so much corned beef still. But knowing that that was all I needed. Like it was just a kind of a mind over everything kind of thing. Like I was able to stop myself and be like, okay, I don't need to eat more, even though my mouth was like, "Ah, I want more." So yeah, just I've built that discipline, I guess, from over time.
mm. So
That
like
way,
more self control, knowing
yeah,
that
and
like
awareness.
awareness, yeah. Because before, I think we all get into that where we kind of just follow with our mouth. Oh yeah, our mouth wants more of this intense flavor of sweet or savory or whatever it is. And then if we don't have a goal or a reason in mind, we just eat until we don't want to eat anymore, which is not really a good recipe for fitness or nutrition or weight loss, right? You kind of have to be more aware and strict, or if you have a goal in mind, knowing what that goal is and how to achieve it. So you mentioned accountability helped you. You mentioned kind of that mental block of going to work out by yourself. And then now, like, having more self awareness and self control when it comes to eating and knowing that, like, you're not actually starving. You know how much you
Mhm.
actually need to eat. And then the logging and weighing of your food gives you more awareness of what you actually need. And you're not being like, restricted a lot,
Mhm.
like you definitely are still able to eat, which is good. I was
Yeah,
gonna ask, what is your workout like? How do you approach the actual routine, like the working out? What do you do?
I just try, as you mentioned, to like, hit every muscle. Try, keyword try. So yeah, not just because I want abs. That was the goal that I told you, right? I would just do abs. Like literally in the beginning, I was doing like 45-minute hour ab workouts, straight abs. But yeah, for to keep it balanced, yeah, I would do like arms, back, legs. Yeah, the main stuff. And then also I just end with cardio, as you mentioned, because our bodies would tend to get tired if we start with cardio. So I thought, yeah, that's a good point. So that's what I've been doing.
Nice. I have a feeling like if you keep that up, like you hit cardio at the end of your workouts, you're gonna see a lot of really, like you're gonna see a lot of results if you just give it 4 to 6 more weeks. Because I feel like that's such a big unlock. Like to finish your workout, you're done, and then you end it with cardio, you just empty the gas tank. As long as you don't overeat, that's like a recipe for success for how you're trying to, like your goals, right?
Yeah.
So that's
Oh, I
awesome.
wanted to add to a challenge is like when you're eating out, although like I do now feel with my body, knowing my body now, it's like I know when I'm about to get full and I cannot take anymore. Like even at buffets, I actually can't, like I'm losing money if I go to buffets. It's not worth it for
Hmm.
me anymore. But I try to lessen the carbs. That's mainly the strategy.
Have you ever thought about when you're eating out, not to hide your water and just drink water while you eat? So for those of you who don't know, when if you ever eat at a restaurant with Blessie, she'll take her water cup and put it at the end of the table like it's someone you're trying to ignore and not like, pay attention to. And I went like, why are you hiding your water behind the sauce dishes or something like that? Um, I still
That
don't even, we've been dating for almost 7 years. I still don't know why you don't drink water while you eat because that's an unlock for not only feeling more full, being more hydrated, and eating less calories. And it's just good for you. So,
I think that was why. It's because I would feel full, but that wasn't my goal in the beginning. Like in the past, I would just eat to eat, you know? And then now that I do have a fitness goal, okay, maybe I should drink while I'm.
maybe I should talk to this water cup instead of ignoring him across the table. I mean, like, "Oh, don't make eye contact with my water."
It's like that's the structure of me eating. It's just like if I drink water, that's it. Good.
No,
And
you're gonna feel
that's
full. That's how terrible. Wow.
so yeah, that's why I push my water all the way up. Also,
So
it's like
that's
I'm
what I
not using it, so it's
Yeah.
like
Well,
yeah.
that's why I was asking because it's like we ate recently and you were still hiding your water and I'm like, I thought we decided water is a good thing, especially while eating.
I didn't put two and two together yet, but now that you pointed it out, you're right.
Okay, there you
My
go.
diet
That's
is different now.
just in coach strategy mode, I guess, because like,
Yeah.
strange. But anyways, that's cool. Happy to hear that it seems like you're having a lot of different breakthroughs.
Mhm.
I feel like you're definitely one of my most successful clients so far. Which is
Out
kind of
of.
funny. We won't mention out of how many, but I will say you are the star client for sure,
Okay.
just based on your habits and how you've been approaching it and your consistent progress. And I think the mindset and behavior shift is the biggest thing because as long as you keep those two things up for the long term, you'll be fine. There's nothing to worry about.
Yeah,
Uh,
and I enjoy going to the gym now compared to like all the way before.
who are
It's like
you? So
uh,
strange. You're a
back in
different
college
person.
days, my friends and I would just go take a photo then to show that we went to the gym and then forget about
You're
it.
one of those people.
I
Wow.
was, yeah.
Liars. Ugh, disgusting. Disgusting.
It's
Those
because, and
fitness
I think that's
influencers.
because at the time there was nothing for me to lose. I wasn't gaining that much weight that I
So you
didn't
just
feel
wanted the
insecure
social
about.
media clout. You just wanted the clout.
Oh yeah, I think that was
Interesting.
it. College Blessie.
Yeah. Okay, any other lessons or insights that you want to pass along that we haven't covered that you think would be helpful for anyone else? Earlier Blessy or someone else who also is in the same boat where they look at themselves and they think, oh, maybe I want to make more, I'm a little bit unhappy here. I want to make some progress. I want to make some changes and feel better about myself physically. Any lessons or advice you would give to them?
As far as like building habits, it really does help having someone make you accountable for it. So for those people who have a hard time with that, maybe just have your friends or someone you care about or trust, whatever, to keep you accountable, because it really helps, because it's really hard to keep it going, keeping that momentum going, and staying focused on your goal, especially when life throws you curveballs and then you just fall off, because that happens to me a lot.
All right, I want to pivot to you mentioned the importance of sleep. Do you care to elaborate and or what have you learned or implemented about sleep?
Yes. Lately I've been using some sort of white noise
Caucasian
to
noise,
I knew it.
not Asian noise,
No.
Chinese noise.
You would. Oh, no, but like I use this app called, it's a self-care app called Finch, where you take care of this little pet bird. But anyway, one of the features of the app is like sounds, just for like if you want to be productive, that's kind of just like the noise that you set for like 10 or 30 minutes. But yeah, that's what I've been using to fall asleep. So that helps out a lot when I can't sleep. And like over time, like obviously getting more sleep, I feel more energized. So it really helps you in the long run. And I know you read a book about sleep and the importance of it too. Check out marloyonocruz.com.
Hmm. Oh yeah,
So I
why
think
we
you
sleep
can,
by Matthew Walker. Yeah, that's
yeah,
good.
you can elaborate on that even better, probably.
Yeah, I mean basically it's
Yeah.
just the literal foundation of all your health is just sleep. More than working out, more than supplements, more than nutrition, it's sleep. If your sleep is crap, there's no point in doing anything else. You have to fix your sleep first off, and that because sleep is what helps you recover. It's what boosts your immune system. It's what helps you do everything. Just like rest, recover, rejuvenate. It's the other half of being awake, and our bodies were designed to sleep. And so anything that you do that detracts from sleep, like drinking alcohol late, you can drink alcohol. Just do it early in the morning or early afternoon, but don't do it at night right when you sleep because it'll mess up your sleep. Same thing with caffeine, which is something that I hypocritically do anyways, because the other night I drank caffeine at 8 p.m. and so that screwed up my sleep. But I knew I was doing it
You're
and I know it's
aware.
bad. I'm very aware. But if you do that, then like you were mentioning, it screws up everything else. Your energy is trash, your mood is trash, your hunger levels go up. When you're sleep deprived, you tend to have less willpower and self-control, and your hunger satiety hormones are thrown out of whack. So I always notice that I'm usually hungrier when I'm sleep deprived and I have less self-control, et cetera, et cetera. So it's just a cascading spiral of negative effects. And so the number one thing you should always do is focus on sleep. You'll live
Yeah,
longer. But
that's
yeah,
right.
so well, I just answered your question for you. I was trying to get your insights, but I guess
I
you
feel like
effectively delegated.
I did. It's because you have better, I don't know, insights or explanation on the matter anyway. So,
Are you flirting with me? Because I have a
yes.
girlfriend.
Oh
So stop
no.
that.
Where is she though?
Anyways, okay, so while we're talking about books, you mentioned you're getting back into reading and then you're reading your favorite
Yes.
series that you used to read as well, you said reading as an adult, so I don't know if that implied younger adult you used to read or as a kid or somewhere in between. But
I was
what yeah, why'd you get back to reading? What got you back into reading? And then do you want to just do a rapid fire list off of some series?
Yeah, I think I was referring to couple things like, yeah, the Hunger Games, and also there's this comic books that I used to read back in the day in the Philippines called Witch, but I'm rereading that, and
Is
so
it
it
Tagalog? Is
feels
it Witch?
nostalgic. It stands for the
Witch?
names of the five magical girls: Will, Irma, Tierney, Cornelia, Halen. Anyway, it's just like a fantasy adventure type storyline, which I realize now, even though I say it all the time that I love it, I don't remember the plot. So thankfully, someone uploaded it and then I'm able to read it again. So that's one of them. I had been reading or listening to audiobooks over the past few years. Back in the day, it was like with Audible, but I didn't want to pay for the credits anymore. And then I found that the Spotify had free books, audiobooks, but also that one is limited. You can only listen for the premium subscription. It's like 15 hours or something per month. So I was a little bit limited on that. And then I heard that when you have a library card, you can just download a couple apps and then you can get a bunch of books for free,
Mm,
which makes sense. They're libraries. So yeah, it was actually really exciting for me to get a library card this year. So I listen on Hoopla. So yeah, that it's been pretty easy to borrow books. I think you can borrow up to 4 or 5 books. I don't remember. But
mm. Like
yeah,
audiobooks.
yeah, audiobooks and
Oh, that's cool.
physical, like ebooks too. I think you can download ebooks as well. Even movies
Uh,
and music, those are available through the app. And other than that, library cards can get you access to obviously the libraries and equipment. You can check them out. And
mm.
the main thing that I love about it is I can print for free.
Oh,
I don't have a printer, so I really, it's pretty exciting for me.
wait, which library card do you have?
Through the Bellflower, LA County
Bellflower?
Library,
Oh,
basically.
is it based off of like, the library you can get? Is it based off your resident, your city?
I think so, but I've heard of other people just sort of collecting library cards so they can get,
Right.
but I don't know how
That's
true that
Yeah, I don't know
is.
how that worked. That's what I was wondering because I'm like, I know you mentioned that, and I'm like, maybe I should get a library card too, just to have, especially if it's free, for the
Yeah.
printing, and then maybe I can check out books. But like, I exclusively do audiobooks, as you know, and
Mm-hmm.
maybe my readers do, and I Audible and whatnot. Not that I need more content to consume,
Right.
because as an avid Crunchyroll and YouTube Premium and Audible and podcast, I have too much stuff I need to listen to. I feel like if my phone is not on playing something, my brain starts to short circuit. I'm like, wait, I have so much stuff I need to listen to. And so I'm always multitasking, which I don't know if that's a good thing, but I just have no lack of media that I have to consume. And so I don't know where
There's
my
a
thought is
lot.
growing of why I need a library card, but it sounds like a
Yeah.
cool free benefit if it's true.
And
Maybe
especially
just for the
for
printing
your
for me.
mindset of need to gain money by
Yeah,
using resources. So yeah.
yeah, that's why I'm like, oh, I should open up YouTube because I'm paying for it. I'm like, oh, that's dumb. Why are you doing that? Ugh, I should cancel everything and just go live in the mountains. Anyways, so what are you
Yeah.
reading? And so you got a library card and using these apps, and it's allowing you to listen to more things. So sorry,
It
continue.
is. So yeah, because I said I used to have Spotify and that would limit me with the audiobook that I'm listening to because of the hours that are limited. But with the library card, I can even rewind because I think with Spotify, if you rewind and then replay, it like adds to your listening time. That's
Oh,
what my
that's
thinking.
discrimination. What the
Right.
heck?
But I don't know how true that is, but I feel like it is.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
anyway, yeah. So I'm reading the Ballad of Songbird and Snakes right now for the Hunger Games series. I mainly started it because the movie that's coming out this year is, well, coming out this year, and I wanted to hear the book about Hamish's lore. So, that was really good. I was like sobbing by the end of it. And then I also reread The Hunger Games, the trilogy. So, yeah, it was a good refresher, especially reading books as an adult, even if like, you read it from back in the day. So a lot of the times, especially if we're not like you who does reading logs and stuff, we tend to forget what happened. We just kind of remember, oh, it was good, but I don't really remember what exactly happened.
Mm,
So I think it's nice to reread your favorite books from when you were younger. Also, earlier before Hunger Games, I was reading the Heated Rivalry series. I think for meeting my book goals, which was initially one book per month, it going through a series really helped me like
mm,
go to the next book. So if you have any reading goal, it's nice to pick up series. Even though in the beginning it's intimidating for me to start a series, it actually still is. But I think for those series that just kind of end with that book, like you don't have to go to the next one or you don't have to go back to any previous book to get the context. You can just pick it up. Those are nice books for me, so I'm not pressured to read the next book or the previous book. So, that helped me with the meeting my book goals. I've actually met them already. I'm already at
mm.
12 books, and it's
I
only
see.
May. So, yeah.
And sorry, you're exclusively listening, or is it ebook or
Listening because,
okay.
well, for the comic book that I'm reading, it's through my
Right,
iPad.
of course. Yeah.
Other than that, all the books are usually audiobooks. I usually listen when I'm driving or working out. So,
Yeah. I have the same experience when I rewatch old movies that I enjoyed because yeah, you can watch a new movie, but if you watch an old movie that you like, it's time well spent, I feel like, because it's a good
mhm.
experience, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah,
because it's
though
like
there are
watching it
some,
through your adult eyes
yeah, that's
compared to
true.
like when you were
Yeah,
younger.
exactly. So it can be a new experience, even if it was just as good. And also, like, yeah, you could get something from it, something new from your different perspective.
Yeah.
Okay, I will also link that app in the show notes, but anything we missed?
I went to a concert recently, actually. It's this band called The Cab. I went to that recently, and then also Demi Lovato. Gonna go to another one in August to see Beanie. So, concerts are kind of my guilty pleasure.
Or you like,
So
oh, you like concerts.
I do, yes, but not that much because they're expensive nowadays.
So it's not that you don't you like concerts, but the fact that they're expensive makes you not want to go as often, or there's a threshold for
Mhm.
you. So yeah, that
Yes.
makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I think we have some random topics that we can kind of skim through, but the first one that we kind of selected was length of songs nowadays. Well, I guess this is very, what's it called? Very, there's a word I'm thinking of, like prevalent, very rampant in K-pop, which is like those short 2 minute sort of songs, like the New Jeans vibe, versus I've been listening to a lot of Michael Jackson, and I'm like, wow, this song is like 5 minutes or four and a half, and it's actually only a minute and a half or 2 minutes of singing and unique stuff, and the rest is just vibes and music just going on, which is cool. That era of music. So it's just I don't know if it's just catering towards short attention spans and whatnot in business ROI because less money to produce it and then more money made anyways, and they're gonna skip it on Spotify, whatever.
I
Any of
feel
your
like in
thoughts
a
on that?
way, because the dances are getting harder and harder too, it somehow benefits the idols when it's
Uh,
shorter, I would say.
sure,
Although
like
for the listener,
yeah, you're
yeah, for
forcing your
the
idols to
listener, yeah.
do sprints and like a whole hit workout, and they're like, okay, can we shorten this a
Yeah,
little bit?
yeah,
Or they could just
because
have more chill routines.
that too, but the standards are just keep getting higher and higher now for K-pop, compared to, second gen or whatever. But yeah, for the listeners though, yeah, it's like we're just like left starving for more. Because sometimes when it's like a good song and it's only, I don't know, 2 minutes, it's like, what happened to the bridge? What happened to the pre-chorus before the chorus and then the intro, outro? Sometimes they just kind of get to the point and then it becomes a TikTok sound and then sure it goes viral, but
Yeah, and then I'm
yeah,
like,
the
wait,
whole
this song has more than
experience.
30 seconds.
Yeah.
There's some songs
So
I'm like, wait,
yeah.
there's more to this song? I only really know the TikTok length of it.
Yeah. But yeah, it's like there's not much story really being told in the music either. There's just a lot of like hype and random lyrics nowadays. So it's very different from, yeah, from like Michael Jackson era or whatever.
Yeah. I will say my thoughts that I feel like depending on the genre too, if you look at house or EDM, like it'll go on
Mm,
because the point of the music is for the music, not for an idol singing it. So I
mm,
get that, and I get like, and even in Michael Jackson era, it's like, it's for the music, and so he'll be riffing for like a whole two verses of just his ad libs, and then it's the same chorus or whatever. But when I listen to some, let's say, ballad songs, and there's more lyrics and actual performance there, like I want to hear more of the song.
yeah.
But if it's a repetitive sort of K-pop song, then I'm like, yeah, I only need a minute and a half of this. I don't need a whole 3 minutes of this, whatever this thing that they made. You kind of get the meat of it and you just move on. So I
Mm-hmm.
get that the different types of genres and intentions in the music are a little bit different, and what you get from it are different, which might lead to different lengths.
Yeah.
Oh, but also on the topic of Michael Jackson, I heard that you thought he wanted to be white and that in college that you took a class on Michael Jackson. Is this true? So I'm reading it in my notes.
Well,
Interesting.
yes.
You took a
Dang
whole
it.
class
I
and you
said
thought. He wanted to be white.
No,
Interesting.
so
Hey,
we studied
back up.
his craft. Okay, we didn't really study his
You didn't study his ethnicity. You didn't study his
you know,
race.
I can't really say because I don't think I retained too much in that class, just because, not
It's a good
even just that
excuse.
class, because for most of my classes in college, I don't remember
You're
too
like, hey, I
much.
don't even remember college. I was just blacked out. So if I don't remember his race and what he wanted his preferred ethnicity to be, that's not on me.
No, but yeah, sadly, only after watching Michael movie twice did I
After the
learn
second
that
time, you're
he
like,
had a
wait,
skin
he
condition.
didn't want to be white after this 3 hour
Guys,
movie?
it's a common misconception, and I was also a victim. Okay,
I didn't take a Michael Jackson class and I knew.
please forgive.
I
But
actually
yeah,
the reason why I knew that is because when I used to watch Boondocks, I think you haven't seen it before, right? It's like a Cartoon Network sort of, maybe a Cartoon Network, but it was an animated TV show, like a cartoon, and it's a comedy, a lot of humor and stuff like that. And then one of the characters, he was like this racist black guy, but he had the same vitiligo or whatever it's called, of the skin whitening thing. And so they would always reference, oh, it's Michael Jackson. I got the same thing. So as a kid, I kind of already
mm,
knew based on that reference point. But maybe if I didn't watch that, I probably would also not really know. But who knows? I mean, it's not like I took a Michael Jackson class or anything. So why would I know about that?
the only takeaway I had in that class is because we
How to
did a
dance
flash
Thriller?
mob. I sent it to you, but yes, we did a flash mob at school, so that was fun. The only rare times that I was able to dance in college. So, but yeah.
Nice.
Anyway, Michael movie was great. Let's all watch it again.
Yeah, let's figure out what his ethnicity is.
He's black.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, wow. You learned. So let's see. Goat discussion. So, I mean, I had this topic and you said you thought it was interesting, but so the question, not the question, but the idea is discussions on being a goat. So people say, like, oh, the greatest of all time in this sport or this music or business or whatever. And why I feel like it's hard to compare when people say, oh, who's your top five? And oh, this person's the greatest of all time. I don't know. I feel like a lot of times it's apples and oranges, but what are your thoughts on it?
Yeah, well, going back to Michael, it's like a lot of newer art or our generation's artists are trying to compare, but it's like it is hard to compare because it's like the way that music is distributed nowadays is very different from back in the day when people had to like physically buy albums and stuff as compared to now where it's like streaming, which yeah, it's not comparable because the environments are different for one, and the impact of the artist is also very different. So, like, for example, for Michael, the reason why he's like the greatest of all time for most people is because of the impact that he gave to the world with his music, where he doesn't just create for himself. It feels like if he's like tackling like societal issues too with his music and being very inclusive. He's a great entertainer, as you know, as we've seen. So yeah, it's very hard to compare with artists nowadays.
Yeah, because he was a trailblazer in a sense of like how you don't really have trailblazers nowadays because
That
people
too.
like Michael Jackson paved the way and people model after him. Like the Ushers, the Justin Biebers, the Chris Browns, the Bruno Marses are modeled and are like iterations of, or they are like directly stemmed from Michael Jackson's influence and how he's done things and how he's performed and how he kind of brought. So there's just so many different aspects of that. And I think one thing I'll throw on top of that is so even let's just say in sports, let's go to basketball to another Michael Jordan. And when people say, oh, the greatest of all time in this sport, let's say Michael Jordan, you can compare rings, meaning like how many times they won championships, the whatever it's called in basketball when they win. But yeah, so the reason why I say it's hard to compare goats is because I think one, everyone stands on top of the shoulders of giants. And so in your era,
Mm.
you have built a foundation that now later eras build on top of. And so rules change over time. Music changes from, records to streaming. The rules of the games change. And then also the people you're playing with are different. And so you could be first place in your era, but would you be first place in another era? And that's obviously impossible. It's a thought experiment. Like, if LeBron James had to play the same rules as the Michael Jordan era, and he had to play against the same sort of people with the same teammates that Michael Jordan had, would he be as successful? And so there's so many variables there that the GOAT discussions are always very difficult because of there's so many elements of change and the era and the evolution of each thing and then the situations that were surrounding it.
Mhm.
And my thoughts are that I think if you do really well in your era based on what you have, I think you can just cut it at that and be like, you were the greatest of that era in this era. And then people
Mhm.
can have their opinions on, okay, well, if you had to stack rank eras and the greatest of those ones, how would they rank? And it could be just a thought experiment. But I don't think you can ever really make a good argument for, like, oh, yeah, the person who was the best musical artist in the 1920s is the greatest of all time, and screw someone like Taylor Swift in the 2020s, because it's like it's so different and genres change and the rules change, like I said. And so that's why I thought of this question, is like it's hard to have these comparisons. I know they're more fun than anything, but
Mhm.
when people say those things, it's kind of like, there's a fallacy behind your logic that it doesn't make sense to compare them.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, that's so true. Yeah, he did pave the way for Michael. I mean, even K-pop in general.
yeah. Yeah, and K-pop, obviously. I mean, K-pop is directly influenced and born from black music anyways, so it's like, all right.
Yeah.
I was thinking about it, like there was that era of Michael Jackson, Michael Jordan, those videos of them like kind of doing stuff together, and then you had Mike Tyson, and I keep seeing all these reels of
Oh.
like, damn, this era of Mikes are just insane because they were just the top of the world. They were like titans in what they did, and they were like,
Mhm.
fairly young and just, and I'm like, dang, that would have been a crazy time to be alive. And the amount of
Yeah.
celebrities that went to Mike Tyson's fights too, and you have the people minus Michael Jackson, you have everyone else, like all these movie stars, celebrities, athletes going to his fight, and it's that
Yeah.
sort of, yeah, I don't know, it'd have been insane to be in that era. Okay, last topic or last thing is a quote that you liked that I had written down in my random show topics, which is, "Grief is just love with no place to go." Do you have any thoughts on that?
Yeah. Well, it's true. It's no one is there to receive your love. So it's like, where else can that be placed? It's like, and it doesn't really go away when you're grieving someone. You just kind of live around it, around the grief. At least that's what I learned from losing a family member. You can share it with the other people who love them also, but it's not the same as expressing it to the person that you love because they're no longer there.
I was gonna ask, do you have any examples that other people might have to relate to this, or advice on how to deal with grief? Because obviously grief can take shape with different types of relationships or situations. Because it could just be grief over the loss of a job, over of a
Hmm.
situation or a time in your life, or just random things like that.
I think you go through those stages anyway, and you just have to live through them because there's no other way around it. Like you accept that loss, and distractions help in a way. Um, like shifting that attention to other important things in your life and acknowledging that I guess that love for that thing or that person is always going to be there. Like it's not completely lost. Like you still have the memory of that thing or that person in your like heart or memory. So if you focus on the fact that they're just gone, like you're just going to be sad.
Yeah. I think my thoughts are, I mean, I agree. I think my thoughts are, maybe what would be valuable in this quote is the perspective of, usually when people are grieving or in that state of grief or sadness, it's obviously seen as a negative thing, and we don't want to be grieving, and it sucks and it's bad. But I think the grief is the sign of the love, which is something that you shouldn't necessarily run away from. It's kind of like feeling your feelings. Grief is a sign that there was love there, and therefore it's a good thing. So it's okay to grieve, and you should go through your grief and whatnot, but also know that that is the other side of the coin of love. And so therefore we should have gratitude for it, right? Not being grateful for the grief, but being grateful in the grief because we know that it was evidence of a good thing. I guess that's what I'm trying to take away for. That's what I take away from it is a reframe of something like grief, knowing we typically see as a negative thing is actually evidence of a positive, beautiful thing.
That's true.
Yeah. So, anyways, well, that is it. Anything else that you feel like we left out? Otherwise, we can wind this to a close.
I think that's it. That's all I can think of.
Sweet. No worries. All right. We end with gratitude. So, shout out to my mom. What are you grateful for, Blessie?
I am grateful for good health as always, because the things that we're able to do with good health is like we tend to take it for granted sometimes, but I'm always grateful for that. And yeah, the people who are around me still. So you family, you friends, and music, I guess, gets me through. Grateful for that.
Nice. Okay. Final ask from the audience or final takeaways?
Just do it. Start whatever. Follow your dreams. Cliche things.
Yeah. You definitely need to wear more Nike. Okay. All right. I will link your social media in the description. So thank you, Blessie, for being here. I appreciate it. It was a very fun conversation of catching up and then some random topics. So hopefully you had fun as well. So I'll wrap it up for my audience. So thank you guys for being here. I really appreciate it. Be sure to like, follow, subscribe, leave us 5 stars on whatever platform you're listening to. Leave us love in the comments. Leave Blessie love in the comments so she'll see it. Reminder to always be kind to other people, especially yourself. And remember that you can always learn something from someone if you take the time to listen. So thank you guys for being here.
Bye. Thanks for having me.